I can begin again. I can begin again.
I can. Yeah, you can begin again.
Yes, I can.
Every day is a brand new
I
day.
can begin again.
Today is the day of your amazing good fortune.
I can.
Today is the day
Yes, I can.
for you to become exactly what you think you should be, because you are the liver of the experience.
Just to feel good again, appreciate again.
Just stick your hand on your heart, breathe in through your nose, fill your belly up, let it fill all your
No
lungs,
matter where
release,
I can
breathe again.
If I said something I wish I hadn't
Breathe
said,
again.
if I did something I wish I hadn't done, if I thought something
I wish I hadn't done. This is funny.
So I can begin again.
I can.
Yes, I can. I
Can
can begin again.
Your life is worth it because we need you
Yes,
here.
I can.
Your love is
I
important.
can begin again. Choose to feel good again. Appreciate again. Fall in love with life again. I can begin again. No matter where I've been, I can begin again.
I can begin again. I thought I would do some music again on this video. Hopefully it'd be something that resounds to you, and I wanted to talk about unconditional love. What does that look like? Honestly, what does unconditional love look like? I mean, we got lots of parents that will say, I love my children unconditionally. But as I've seen through the years I've been here, unless somebody's doing what the other person wants, even the kids, that's the condition. You've got to do what I want. I'm paying you money to go to school and I raised you all these years. I want you to be a doctor. You know? And the condition that now applies to the love that's being given is self-centered. And you know what? It pisses some people off. And then some people just think, well, this is what I've got to do. Right? And now that transposes on to other people from that person because they don't quite understand unconditional. So let's do a little exploratory in the English language. UN equals no. No condition. There's nothing that promotes the love other than just the being of that person in your reality is you love them. What they do is totally up to them because it's their life. And when we understand this principle and then I focus totally on myself, it is real easy to love people because you know what? They're all brothers and sisters, and most importantly, those brothers and sisters are me because I live in a mirror, right? And so within the mirror, I give to those who are in my field, in my vibration. Why? Because they're just a piece of me, and then the things I see in another person that I personally don't like, those are conditions that are inside of me. And I should never give them the air, but let's say I do. I can begin again. I can learn from that. See, that's the interesting thing of probable state of becoming. So every atom that's in the field is in a probable state of becoming what the observer feels it should be. Now that is amazing stuff. They found that out in the 30s, right? They had the double split effect. if you would take a moment of time after this video and just go to the to put in there the double split effect, I guarantee you're going to be more than surprised if you don't know anything about it. Because I tell you what, the first time I seen it, it truly didn't resonate totally because it went over my head, way over my head. But you know, as we go through time, we're always in a perfect state of being in that moment, which that perfect state of being is a continual learning process. A continual learning process, because that's why we're here. And that, my friend, is perfection. Because in the moment that you're here right now, you are perfectly aligned with everything you experience. That's the vibrational frequency of the universe. The vibrational frequency of the universe is the second law of the universe. And everything moves in a circular pattern of vibration, the atoms in the field. First universal law, surprising enough, is all is one. All is one. There's only one energy source on the planet, and it divides itself up. But in the same token, the space between you and me is none. Space doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. Clocks exist. That's amazing stuff, but it's true. And then all the other regulations that you have installed into your own subconscious brain that come from two real paths is number one, 0 to 7 years of age, where all the things that you observed with your parents downloaded directly into your subconscious brain, and anybody else that puts any trauma on you or goodness on you, these things become a subconscious program that you don't even know, because when you go into autopilot, your body just responds to what it's been programmed for. Let's say you're a super good golfer. You don't even have to think about it when you get to that point. My dad was a professional golfer. He was a pro, is what they call him. And you don't really have to think about it once you get to that stage, because you're acting totally on autopilot. I mean, you just line it up. You know, you can teach. He could teach other people. He showed me how to do it. Not that I stayed with it. I had a big head. You know, I'll tell you a story. Over in Colorado, it was several years ago. Well, he was still alive. Took me out to the golf course. We were on a par 5. It was 325 yards to the dog leg, and then you had another 120 yards onto the green. So my first shot, he showed me how to do it. Went to the very corner of the dog leg, beat his shot by about 20 feet. And then the second shot, 7-iron, straight on the green. I was probably about 8 foot away from the hole. And my dad was trying to show me how to putt it and stuff like that. I said, no, I got it. Knocked it over, hit it too hard. It hit the back of the hole, bounced up in the air, and then rolled off the other side of the green, right? 8 shots later, I was in the hole. So I went from not a birdie, but an eagle to a couple 3 over par. So actually, it was a little bit more over par, 5 over par. But regardless, you know, my own mind got a little bit big-headed. If I would have listened to my dad, let him be my caddy, we could have done some stuff. But regardless, you know, we're going back to unconditional love. Now, I unconditionally love my dad, right? It doesn't matter what he did in his past. He did the very best he could do. I love my mom unconditionally today. She did the best she could, right? Now, the past, kind of sorted. Very sordid, in fact, but it was a unconditioned situation to where I had to place love on them. And it took me a few years. I don't know about you, but it took me a few years to really work it out in my own mind. And so the unconditioned of it. Now, on an unconditioned, when your secret love returns, it's got to be unconditional, baby. Because the preparation is just knowing the unconditioned. It means you're not going to argue. You're going to listen to what they say. You're going to share what you say. If you want to, it's totally up to you. But if you want them back, it's got to be unconditional. Because guess what? If they're back, I think there was an old saying that they used to say. It was, if you love someone and you release them and let them free, and they come back to you, they're yours for life. Now, I've never done that, truly. Normally, most things that I think that I deserve have claw marks on them. The claw marks were me not wanting to release it because it felt so good for it to be in my life. But everything changes. People change. It only takes a day for a person to change. It only takes a moment, an experience, an argument, a disagreement of some sort. And the truth comes out, right? And then if the person decides they want to come back and the other person holds grudges, then that person doesn't have the ability to come back because they made a mistake. But it is what it is. So within this unconditional state of love, peace exists. Because even if I don't think it's right, I just have to know that God is totally over it. My higher power, my source energy, that's who I choose to say is God, because there is only one energy source, and that is source. And that energy source expresses itself in what, 8.5 billion people? That's one energy source. Better to know itself, to become, to be, to love. And love is the highest vibration, and God is love. And the cool thing about it is you are made in His image. Nothing but love. You, my friend, are nothing but love. I don't know why you're here. I don't know what led you to this video. But I can tell you right now, if you're here right now, this was for you. Just to be the highest version of self is the only thing you need to worry about. Everything else, source energy will give you. But now it's going to be totally based upon your belief patterns. Because if you believe it to be true, it becomes true for you. Right? And in this truth magnet, the truth magnet, if you go to the book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, he does warn on anything that is out there that may talk of anything opposite to that. Victim mentality. Now you will find victim mentality in church, because that's what it's all about, is to make you feel like a victim. Like you have no fucking choice. This God is up there and He wants you to bow your knee before Him. And guess what? That is a ruthless tyrant. God is not that. God is love. And love does not call another to bow on their knees and to grovel before Him. That is not love, my friend. And for some reason, we've got all these people thinking, you need to repent. Repent? No pent? No pent. What does pent mean? What does no pent mean? They say it's turn around, go the other way. Well, what if you're on path? What if you feel real good doing what you're doing, and I'm not talking about living riotously, hurting people. You hurt people in many different ways. I mean, let's say a sexual encounter, depending on who it's with and stuff like that, they might be totally in love with you. and then you turn away from them and walk away, you hurt their feelings, you break their heart, you make them feel like they're not really worth anything. Now a lot of people call that sin or missing the mark. It's an archery term. If you do not shoot the arrow and it hit the bullseye, you've actually committed sin. It's actually not hitting the bullseye, right? And you talk about these things and you think, oh, is that what it means? So they adopted these words in order to make you feel like you're not good enough. But I can tell you personally, I've met thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, and you know what? Each one of them was more than good enough to do what they needed to do. And you are good enough to do what you needed to do, and in fact, God will help you do what you've been called to do. Your body has been made. You made your body by your own thoughts with the actual prescribed method inside your own DNA to build out who you are in order to perform the task that you have in plan for yourself, and you are perfectly made for that task, whether it be blind, not hearing, because each person has their own specific task. And sometimes you've got to be cornered and pushed into that task. I've been there. You're like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do something else. Guess what? Do what your heart asks you to do. Don't chase money. Let money chase you. I don't chase money. Money chases after me. I don't chase people. People come to me. Sometimes I may want to meet people where they're at. That's not chasing. You know, I was told I was chasing when I was calling a person. I got addicted to calling them. I'd been calling them for, I don't know, 3-4 months, maybe 5 months. And they're like, you need to stop chasing me. And I'm like, you live in Florida, I live in Indiana, we've been talking daily. You came out here for 10 days. You know, I'm in love with that person. And they apparently told me they were in love with me. And that's when, you know, if someone can break love that quick, it's not really love, is it? Said they're unconditionally loving you, right? Unconditionally loving you. It sounds like a song, doesn't it? Anyway, I just wanted to share about unconditional love and remembering that unconditional love is all the preparation you need for anything, because you must unconditionally love yourself. Yeah, you made mistakes sometimes, somewhere. I don't know if anybody hasn't made a mistake, but I can tell you this. It was perfect for you to learn and become who you are. Why? So you can help a person that maybe is going through the same thing. You know, in Alcoholics Anonymous, that's one of the things that they thrive on, is because they go out and scuttle out there and find drunks. And if they can't find any, they grab hold of people that drink, bring them inside there, screw up their drinking, right? Because that person was feeling guilty for putting poison in their body, poisoning their cells. Remember, this is something that's kind of interesting, but alcohol does not conduct electricity. You are an electrical being. I'm not saying anything, and I judge not on anything, right? It's your own choice and it's your life. But if you look at the results of someone being drunk, their body does not react the way it is. And you're an electrical being, so now it makes sense. It doesn't conduct electricity, and it builds up inside your body, toxic-wise, and comes out of your cells and basically destroys you from the inside out. They didn't tell you that, did they? They advertised it on TV, but they took marijuana out of it. And remember, I am not a doctor. This is basically for entertainment purposes, entertaining for your own life to make you a better version of self. But, you know, they took out marijuana out of the field, and marijuana, it doesn't hurt. They actually heard the other day that tobacco kills brain tumors. What? Then why are they trying to make it illegal? Oh, medicines. You pay for that. You pay little or a cigar that could take away cancer? Interesting, isn't it? You find out more stuff as you live, you know, and sometimes it's always good to graft on other people that have been there. I don't know how true these things are. I heard it on YouTube, right? So, are they telling that? Well, you know what? We're in a new dispensation in time. Walking out of the 1111 portal into a brand new dimension, a brand new dispensation. Some people are still saying in 3D. A lot of us are escalating up to the 5D, and the separation of the earth is there. And there's a window between the 3D and the 5D, and then boom, you won't see them anymore. They're going to disappear, baby. They called it the rapture, but it's not really a rapture. It's just they disappear. Heaven on earth starts on 5D. God is always in control. He always loves you, and it's always a personal choice. They'll have another chance, probably, I don't know, a couple thousand years away, whatever they really think it is, but 1,000 years is all right now anyway, so it could happen tomorrow. I don't know, but reality speaks. It's all the choice of you and what you want most. So anyway, I bless you and thank you for being on here. And let's finish this sucker off with more of I Can Begin Again. Because remember, you can begin again anytime you want. Anytime you want, you can begin again.
I can begin again. I can. Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. You can begin again anytime you want. The moment you choose to be the very best version of you, it's the time that you start to grow and start to become the very essence of what you are, because you become what you think about most of the time. That's the truth. I bless you.